We stopped being human because we became Nigerians. They divided us and we fell for it. Because you wouldn't see me as a Yoruba man, you spoke for me. Because you wouldn't see me as a Christian, you spoke for me. Because you spoke. Because you spoke. Because you spoke. Because you spoke, Nigeria couldn't happen to me. Because you spoke. The only reason Nigeria couldn't happen to me is because you spoke. You spoke. That is why Nigeria couldn't happen to me. And yeah, Nigeria couldn't happen to me. Emu, Eki, Biteru Record. You found your voices. I became you. And in our collective, you couldn't be silenced.
That's the tears of a man that is appreciative of the people that stood with him when he was going through ordeals. This is the tears of a man that is appreciative of the people that overlook his religion, that overlook his ethnicity, that overlook his party affiliation, stood with him when the government wanted to intimidate him, when the government wanted to incarcerate him, when the government wanted to silence him forever for saying nothing but the truth that will set this country free, the truth that the government is scared and afraid to hear. Hate him or like him, Dele Farotimi is a voice. He is a voice that speaks to the conscience of evil politicians. He is a voice that exposes the rot in our system. He is a voice that speaks truth to power. He is a voice that wants things to work well for this country. He is someone that is so passionate about Nigeria. He is someone that is so passionate to see Nigeria work. He is someone that is pained to see that a country with over 218 million citizens, a country with abundance of vast human and capital resources, but cannot utilize and reach her true potential. Dele Farotimi is one of the many Nigerians that are true patriots to this country. Yes, they are patriotic to Nigeria. They are patriotic to our fatherland. A patriot is someone that wants his or her country to work. A patriot is someone that calls out the misdeed of the government. A patriot is someone that holds the government accountable. A patriot is someone that reminds the government of the promises they made when they were canvassing for vote to be elected into public offices. A patriot is someone that does not support a politician because the politician is from his own ethnicity. A patriot is someone that does not support a politician because of party affiliation. A patriot is someone that does not love his chain. A patriot is not a captured slave. A patriot is not someone that goes about hailing and supporting a politician even when the politician is not doing the right thing. If you are not any of these that I've mentioned so far, you are nothing but a sycophant. You are nothing but a political vuvuzuela. You are nothing but a political jobman anywhere below face, a stomach infrastructure, a man who live and die by his own selfish aggrandizement, by his own selfish gratification. Dele Farotimi is not only what I've described in this video, he is more than that. He challenged the establishment, he challenged the status quo. He revealed the corruption that is going on in our judiciary, the criminality in our judiciary. He did not only reveal them, he mentioned names, the people that have corrupted our judiciary, and the establishment came against him. They arrested him and they took him to court illegally. They incarcerated him. They wanted to allow him to rot in jail because they think they have the power. But Nigerians stood up in their numbers. Nigerians spoke in their numbers. Nigerians stood behind Dele Farotimi, irrespective of his ethnicity, irrespective of his religion, irrespective of his political affiliation. Nigerians realize that an injury to one is an injury to all. They realize that if they don't speak out against injustice today because someone else is involved, when they themselves are involved in that same injustice, no one will speak for them. That's the reason why they rallied behind Dele Farotimi. They spoke in one accord against the government, and the government had no other option than to release Dele Farotimi. Today, Dele Farotimi is out, a free man, but on bail, and he's crying, weeping. thanking Nigerians for not letting him down. That is the spirit we want for every Nigerian. And of course, not every Nigerian stood in support of Dele Farotimi. There are those that felt that Dele Farotimi is against the government. There are those that felt that Dele Farotimi is challenging Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They were happy when he was incarcerated. They wanted his ordeal to continue. What you all need to understand is that the call for a better Nigeria is not going to benefit just few. It will benefit everyone. For instance, today, Nigerians are going through the most excruciating period in the history of this country. It all started with some group of persons came together and they said that they wanted to vote APC in 2015. They saw APC as a viable political party to PDP. Not only APC, they saw President Muhammadu Buhari as a credible candidate to Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. They voted out Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, a man that has turned the economy to become the third fastest growing economy in the world. The economy of Nigeria was rated the best and the strongest economy in Africa. They voted out Goodluck Ebele Jonathan because of tribalism, because of religion, and voted in President Muhammadu Buhari. President Muhammadu Buhari came in 8 years. They supported him. He destroyed the economy. He destroyed everything that Nigeria has left from Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. Rather than correcting their mistake, they still supported Bola Ahmed Tinubu, a man with too many baggages, a man that did not even make any single promise to them. They supported and voted for him in 2023. Bola Ahmed Tinubu came in and made everything worse. During the election campaign, many people warned those that wanted to vote for Bola Ahmed Tinubu not to do so. They told everyone that cared to listen that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not a credible and viable candidate to Mr. Peter Obi. They asked everyone to vote for Mr. Peter Obi. They reminded everyone that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is old and fragile and do not have the mental capacity to lead a complex country like Nigeria. They reminded everyone to look at the people around Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Bola Ahmed Tinubu has large battalion of people to look after. He will not look after Nigerians. He will go on there and please politicians ahead of Nigerians. But these people ignore all the warnings that were given to them. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the president today. The economy has tanked. There's hardship everywhere. The reality is everyone is suffering the brunt of the harsh economic policies of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Maybe the politicians are exempted because they have access to money, but the people that stood under the sun and the rain to vote during the election, they are all suffering from the bad economic policies of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. No one is exempted. Some people are suffering it more. And I believe the people that supported and voted for Bola Ahmed Tinubu are even the ones that are suffering it more. We have seen how they've gone on the street to cry. We have seen how they yelled at Bola Ahmed Tinubu when he was passing in a market in Lagos and they told him, "Emi power, we are hungry." Of course, no one is exempted because poverty, hardship knows no tribe. There is nowhere the Muslim buy bread cheaper. There is nowhere the Christians travel on a well-paved road. There is nowhere the Muslims or the Christians are exempted from insecurity. No one of us is exempted from the inflation, the high interest rates, the high cost of living. We are all suffering from the electoral decision of those that decided to vote for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. If Nigeria is working today, if Nigeria is functioning very well, if Nigeria has become the Nigerian that everyone wants it to be, if Nigeria is prosperous, if all the institutions of state in this country are functioning at optimal level, if the police is doing their job well, if the National Assembly is doing their job well, if the judiciary is doing their job well, if the executive arm of government, they are doing their job well, if everyone, the state governors, the senators, the House of Rep, the state House of Assembly, the local government chairman, everyone, we are all doing our job well, it will make this country to become a prosperous country and it will benefit all and sundry. No one will be left out. The same way no one will be left out when there is problem and hardship in the land is the same way no one will be left out when the country is prosperous. Why don't you then put your hand together and ensure that you speak truth to power? Why don't you put your hand together and ensure that you hold this government accountable? They are not doing you a favor. It is their duty to make this country work. Why not hold them accountable? Why not ensure that they do the right thing? Why do you have to support a government that is intimidating the citizen? Why do you have to support a government that is cracking down on free speech? Why do you have to support a government that is overlooking when someone is illegally incarcerated? Why do you have to look away when you know that a time will come when you will be in the position when someone will illegally incarcerate you? If Nigeria was working well, Dele Farotimi would not have gone through what he went through. He would not have been illegally arrested and detained by the police. If Nigeria is working well, the police will know their job and they will do it effectively and not to be used as a weapon of victimization by the politicians. So I must give kudos to everyone that stood behind Dele Farotimi. I must give kudos to everyone that speak up against injustice. And I want to encourage us to keep speaking up. You can see that your voice is loud. Do not allow the government to intimidate you. Do not allow the government to silence your voice. Do not allow the government to silence dissenting voices in this country. We must all rise up and ensure that we fix this country. There is no other country except Nigeria. We can't go anywhere else. We must put our hands together and make this country to be prosperous for all, for us, our children, and everyone in this country. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.